Every time I see her videos, I just want to go and hang out at 8711. It looks so fun.
It is fun. It is fun.
Are you still working there every day?
No, we're not there every day. I mean, we're just now making movies on the road, so it's hard to even get in there sometimes. But the stunt team is always there.
And now you're directing big films like Deadpool too.
It's crazy, right? The expectation was bananas, and so it was a long journey, but we're so glad to like bring it into the world, our little baby.
And it was so good. I almost think that it's
Thank
better
you.
than the first.
Thank
which is
you.
like,
Wow.
dare I say that, you know, because the first was so good and it's so amazing, but I felt like this one was even more self-aware and realized in all the ways that we liked the first one.
Oh, well, thank you. That means a lot because I was a huge fan of the original, and they did just break ground in sort of this irreverent comic book, style film. And it was a huge fan. That's why I decided to do this one, but it was a daunting task for sure. So I'm glad we delivered. Yeah.
And Ryan is very much involved in this
Yeah.
project. Does that leave not as much responsibility for you, or do you still have a ton of responsibility on a film like this?
I don't think you could put any more responsibility on me. No, again, like the task is daunting, and thank God you have a collaborator like Ryan who understood how they made the first one and who understands the DNA of Deadpool from top to bottom in every situation, in the marketing, in his character, in the action. Yeah, it's just invaluable. Like I don't even know how you would move forward with this universe without Ryan's voice in it.
I would never want to see a Deadpool without Ryan Reynolds.
No.
What was the most complicated scene in the film to shoot?
Wow, there are a lot. You'd think it was a lot of the action scenes, but the action scenes for me are things I've done a lot. I think for me as a director, there's a real complicated scene in Blind Owls. It's a real simple scene, but there's 7 characters in a room, and everyone is telling jokes, and it's about this rhythm and the timing, and then at some point in that scene, it has to switch into sort of a dramatic tone, and then it's got to come back to comedy, and it's like a 7-page scene in one room with all these characters. Technically, to get the rhythm right, that was probably the biggest challenge. And by the way, I love it. It's one of my favorite things I've ever done.
It's hilarious. And while filming a scene like that, to us, when we see that scene, it seems very seamless and continuous.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm guessing it wasn't like that at all, because you're saying a 7-page scene.
Yeah.
And it's probably filmed in what, like a few lines at a time?
Yeah, it's a few lines at a time, and it was 3 days to shoot. And so yeah, you were not like setting a bunch of cameras and then everybody act. It's like, now we're on Domino's coverage. Let's do the scene. Let's do this part of the scene. Let's have Ryan's off camera. She's giving the joke, and like, yeah, it's just it's a process. Like the movie making process is, I know it so well from being in the business for 20 years, but it is always humbling every day when you see like all the people behind the scenes to just get the one shot. It's pretty good.
Something that I find really interesting that they did in the first film, and I think maybe you guys did it in the second, is that a lot has changed in post-production because of his mask. You can't see his mouth. A lot of the lines will be changed later. A lot of the jokes are changed.
Mm-hmm.
Did you also do that for this film?
We did a little of it. I would say though that there's probably 90% of the original script in the movie, I think. Or maybe, I don't know, 85. That's an odd number. I don't know.
Give or take.
But it's fun to have that ADR, but we were really disciplined, and the script was really good. Like, and it still makes me laugh. There's moments. I remember last night watching the screening, and God, there's a scene in the end of the movie that I remember literally reading on the page and crying, laughing. So those things didn't change.
I can't wait to see it again.
I can't wait for you to see it again.
Made in Hollywood.
Hey guys, thanks for checking out this video. We want to know, what would you have asked? Let us know in the comments below. And if you liked this video, don't forget to hit the like button. And as always, for more videos like this, hit the MIH TV logo right here. And for the next awesome video, click right there.